ನಿಂದೇ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂದೇ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ತೋನಿ. ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ
ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅದೇನ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋದು. ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮಾಡೇನ ನೋಡಿ ನನಗೆ. ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ.
ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು
ಐತೇನೋ
ಬಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಇರ್ತಾನಂಗ. ಆದಿತ್ಯ ರೀ
ಐತೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲೋ
ಎಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲೋ
ಇಲ್ರಿ
118 ನಿತ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ.
118 ರೀ.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕಳಿಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು.
118
ನನಗೆ ನಕ್ಕಿಲ್ ತೋ.
ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟೈತೆ ಅಂಬತ್ತೆ.
ಆದಿತ್ಯ ಸರಪುರ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳ.
ಸೈನ್ಸ್
ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಹಲೋ ಆಯ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಐತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಹಲೋ ಗೈಸ್, ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. Friends, am I audible now? Hello? Hello? Am I audible to you? Yes, I am probably. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, am I audible now? Is it okay? Hello? Excuse me.
Yes, sir, audible.
Done. Okay, we shall start. Last time we have seen the data types. Okay, value type, reference type, pointer types, all those things we have seen last time. Okay, about data types such as integral, floating point, their size and ranges as a table. is given to you, you need not to remember all this maximum minimum value. At least you have to, you can calculate. You can write it 2 raised to 32. At least you can write that value. Okay, 8 into 4 you do it 2 raised to 32 finish minus 1 or maximum. While minimum minus sign you have to put in 8 into 4 that is 32 2 raised to 32. Even if you write it, that is sufficient. This decimal is the special data type available here, which is not available in any of the languages. Whereas C# support this uh, decimal. This is for accounting finance management and accounting. Okay, for monetary calculations. This is having size of 16 bytes. This is 2 raised to 16. I think your calculator will not give you the digits, all the digits. 2 raised to 16 it is. So like that character type we are seeing. Boolean type and then the reference type. So this is all about the data that is available here in C#. Now let us see the decision making and branching here. So we have studied already decision making in the sense the condition we just here using if condition. Okay, and then after that we take a branching here. We skip some of the part of the if block and then we make the control to move in some other part. So we are going to take decision and then we branch. Branch in the sense you are going to jumping some other part of a program. So that is here if is the only statement here, if statement, and then one more switch statement, and then conditional operator. Making use of these only three constructs or statements here, we can take decision and then we go for a branching here, jumping. So that is what this topic is all about. When a program breaks the sequential flow, because if you are executing your program without any if statements, your compiler will start executing from top to bottom continuously in sequence. So it will not take any deviation as such. It keep on moving, executing in sequence. So therefore, if your program doesn't have any of the branching or decision making statements such as if, switch or conditional operator, your program will keep on executing in sequence. So therefore, here when a program breaks the sequential flow and jumps to another part of a program, it is called as branching. So this is the meaning of branching here. So you are taking some decision and you break the sequential flow and jump to another part of the code of your program. So that is branching, it isn't jumping. So it is also called as branching. When a branching is based on particular condition, it is known as conditional branching. So if you're using if condition, it is called as conditional branching. If A is less than B, do this, else you do this, like that. And if your branching takes place, if branching takes place without any decision, I don't want to take any decision. Simply I state compiler to go to this particular block, go to some other label. That is called as branching takes place is known as unconditional branching. So that is go to statement is the only statement for unconditional. I don't want to check any of the condition. No if statement. Simply I put go to is a keyword here. Go to some label I can give. In that particular label, the compiler or control moves on. So that is unconditional branching. Whereas conditional branching is if condition, switch state statements we use. So these are comes under decision making and branching here. So C# possesses and supports the following control or decision making and branching statements. One is if. So in that if here, a simple if statement, okay, or you can use if else and nested if, and then if else if ladder. Okay, you can simply write it as else if ladder instead of writing this if else if. You can simply write this if else ladder. You can write it here, if else ladder. So these four things we will be discussing today here with some example here. We understand the syntax of that and then we see the flow chart. So try to draw a flow chart. If a question asks on this particular decision making branching for 5 marks and explain all if statements, so that time you have to explain the syntax of if and then the flow chart you must draw here. That's all. Similarly, switch statement and conditional operator. I think conditional operator we have discussed last time, that is ternary operator. Anyway, we shall discuss one more time here. Let us see decision making with if statement. If else, nested if, and else if ladder. 4 times. Okay, if statement. The if statement checks the given condition. Here you can see the condition is here. Or you can see in this syntax, general form of if. Here there is an expression, Boolean expression. A is less than B. True or false. It is a Boolean. Okay, it does, I can write as I can write it as test expression, or I can write it as a condition. Anything can be written here. Either you write this or this or this. Anyone you just write it here. In flowchart, whatever you write here in general, the same thing you put it here because the condition is represented as a diamond shape here. Okay, rhombus kind of a thing here. And statements are represented in rectangular box. The flow is represented the arrow here. Like that it is. Flowchart it is. It's the pictorial representation of a small algorithm or a program. That is a flowchart. So therefore, this general format flowchart and some slight minor explanation is required here. The if statement checks the given condition. Let us see here. If this if statement checks the given condition, if the condition evaluates to be true, then the block code statement will execute. So only if statement. If this condition is true, this is a block statement here, or statement block, or body of if. I can write here. This will be executed. If this expression is false, this block is skipped. That's all. Here there is no else. Only if. If expression is true, execute this block of a statement. If you have only one statement, you need not to put into opening and closing brace here. If there are multiple statements is to be executed in this statement block or a body of if, you got to put into what? Opening and closing brace. That's all. So that is what, if the condition evaluates to be true, then block of code will be executed. Otherwise, that block is skipped. So this word is important. Skipped here, skipping. Okay, executed. If it is true, block is executed. If it is false, block is skipped. That is important. Okay. Then the execution will continue after this block. Then automatically after this block here, execution continues. It is all known to us. Note, if the curly brace are not used if statement, then statement just next to it is only considered associated with. That's all. So you see here, this is how the flowchart is drawn here. If this condition is true, this is the body of if. You execute here, control comes here. This is if it is false, I skip this here. Directly control comes and go to the next statement after this if block. Statement just below it if will be executed. So write something here, draw the general form. This is the general form. Okay, make use here, small case. Okay, small case, done. And you can write here boolean. Whatever you write here, the same thing you write here. Text expression, if you write, you just write text expression here in this. Am I right? If you write here in this rhombus condition, you simply write it as condition. Anything, any one of this you have to write, not all here, not required. That's all. So this is if statement. Similarly, if else, it is having two blocks here. One is true block, the other one is false block. Okay. If this boolean expression is true, true block will be executed and false block is skipped. Finish. One more case. If this Boolean expression or test expression or the condition turns to be false, then the true block is skipped, whereas false block will be executed. And how this syntax can be represented? This is the help of flowchart. This is what? Text expression written in rhombus case. Control comes from the top here. This is what branching takes place. I have to go either this side or this side. Testing, okay? And then take branching here. If this is true, body of true. This condition is false, body of false. Okay. And after body of false, you should not show here. Yet it has to come to after the end of this body of if statement. Statement just below if will be executed. So this writing true and false, this is very important. Huh? If you miss this here, which side I have to go? This side or this dilemma state. Therefore, you have to write here. If it is true, this is a true body. I can write here true block. Here I can write true block. False block, I can write it, false block. Finish. And this control next to that body of if. And the statement of this is a very simple thing. I think C program you have learned the same thing we are discussing here. So there is nothing else. So decision making and branching using if and if else, and with a general form and flowchart. Similarly, nested if. Here I have if inside another if, and in that if one more if I can add. So like that, if inside if within if is basically nested if here. So you can see if statement inside an if statement is known as nested if. That's all. This is very bold here, different color text I have written here. If statement inside an if statement is known as nested if. If statement in this case is target of the another, you can skip here. When more than one condition needs to be true, and one of the condition is a subcondition of a parent condition, nested if can be used here. Okay, this is all known to us. General syntax. Listen to something like this here. If this is condition, if this condition is true, I enter into this block. Block starts here and ends here. So this starting and ending is basically true block. If this condition is true, I enter into this body here. This is the body of true condition. Okay, true block it is. If this condition is false, this is going to be skipped, and this else block, this is false block now. It is, this block is acting as what? False block. Now here, if inside if, therefore if this condition is true, I enter here. Again in this, there is one more if here, one more condition. If this condition is true, I enter into this block and execute. Okay, and I skip this here. Or if this condition is false, I am going to skip this true block. I don't want to enter. I don't have any rights to enter into this. But I am going to enter into else, that is a false block. So like that. After executing this here, I have to come out from this both if and else here. I have to come out here. I got to come out here of the statement next to this if block. But if this condition is false, I skip everything here, straight away else block I'll come and I execute, and then the next statement will be executed. So this is how if inside if, one more if. So that is nested if here, standard. Okay. So this opening and closing braces should be same CL line here, and you have to leave some space here. Okay, here you have to leave some space. That's called indentation. Here, if you have to leave some indentation, that's not a good practice. Am I right? Hello. Apurva Patil Bandala. Sangeeta Mata. Tejashwini Hiremat. Akshata Hanagande. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೀ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಹಾನಾ ನಡದಗಲ್ಲಿ. Hello, Sahana. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ಒಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಎಸ್ ಅಂತೀರಿ ಅವತ್ತು ನೀನು ಯಾರು ವಾಪುಟ್ಟಿನ ನಿನಗೊಂದು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಚಾಲೋಗನ. I'll give you one attractive gift to you. ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರೇನಪ್ಪ?
ಸೌಮ್ಯ ರೀ.
ಸೌಮ್ಯ ಗೌರಿ ಮಠ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಒಂದು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಪುಟ್ಟಿ, ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡುವ ನಿನಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ನೀ ಎಷ್ಟ ಹಲೋ ಹಲೋ ಅಂತ ಎಸ್ ಅಂತಿರ್ತಿ. ಬಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲದಾರ ಇವ್ರು? ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ ಕಾಲಗೆ, ಅಕ್ಷತಾ ಎಚ್, ಅಕ್ಷತಾ ಹನಗಂಡಿ ಅದಾರನ್ರಿ?
ಹಾ ಅದೇನ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಏನ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಲತಾ ಮಂಗೇಶ್ಕರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಂಗಲ್ಲ ಒಮ್ಮೆ. ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ.
Yes, sir.
ಕಾವೇರಿ.
Yes, sir.
ಕಾವೇರಿ ಏಕೆ ಓಡುವೆ, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಹಾಡ ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತದ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ಬರೀ ಸಾಲಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಡ. ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ.
Yes, sir.
ನಿಮ್ಮವ. ನೀಲಂ ಪವಾರ್. ಆಯ್ತು, ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದರ ಆಯ್ತು. ಪೂಜಾ ನಾಯ್ಕ.
Yes, sir.
ಯೋಗಿತಾ ಮಧಾಳೆ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. Okay, we'll carry on with another decision making and branching. Before we go on to the next here, this is what the flow chart. You can make it slight changes here. Okay, if you find it quite complicated, you can make it easy by searching in internet or something. Okay. Now this is nested if flow chart. So this condition, if this condition is true, I enter here. Body of if I execute, I come out from the if block altogether. If this condition is false, here I have to write here false. This true and false you have to write. If you miss it here, you lose marks here. You can't expect any marks. So therefore, writing on the edge of this here, somewhere on the top of this true, If it is true, I enter. If it is false, one more if here inside, nested condition. And if this is true, I execute this, I come out here. This is going to be come out here, bring us out. If this is false, body of the nested if else, and then I have to come out and follow this particular. I totally continue executing the next subsequent statements after the end of if block. So this is how true, false you have to mention, and arrow mark you have to show a direction, flow of control. You got to show here. And this is what condition statements are represented in rhombus. And then body statement, body of the statement are represented in rectangular, not square box or something. It is rectangular box. So this conventions you have to follow. Okay, done. So next decision making and branching statement is what? If else ladder or if else if ladder. One and the same here. So now here, this is the syntax. You can see almost similar thing here, but in that if else, and again in else one more if here immediately in that. Okay, and then else if, like this goes. If else if, else if. Therefore it's called as if else if ladder. What about this here? You can see here else is alone, no if in before this, after this, is it right? Else is alone here, no if further. Is it there if? No. So this is what nested if, whereas this is if else if ladder. So else is again having one more if condition statement. Therefore it is called as ladder. Okay, we go inside here into this block, climbing inside here. This is ladder, something like that. So if this condition is true, I enter into this block and execute and come out. If this condition is false, control comes to this else part here. Again, there is a condition. If this condition is true, I enter here. If not, else block. Again, there is a condition here. If it is true, I execute this. Else I skip that and then I enter here. Okay, something like this here. If none of the condition is true, this is false, this is false, this is false, then what happens? The last else statement, this code is to be executed if all the conditions are false. Okay, it is actually a false block for everything here. If none of the condition is true among all, this is the special else. Here there is no condition. After this else, there is no condition. So therefore, this is the only block which is executed. These statements are also called as default statements. So if none of the statements are executed, this is acting as a default block. So how this block can be represented? So in nested, if else if ladder, what you have to understand is after else, immediately there is a if condition. And again there is a true block. And in false block is again having with if else statements. So like that it goes here. How this can be represented? This is like this here. If this condition is true, I execute that. Again, I come out here. No other further checking here. I execute. If it is true, I execute and come out. Similarly, if this condition is false, there is one more. Else if it is. It is else if. Again, if it is true, it may be true or it may be false. If it is true, I execute the statement, come out. If it is false, one more. Yeah, if else. Sorry, else if. If it is true, I execute. Else, this is the default case. This is the default case. Body of else part. This is a very simple flowchart. You have to practice it here. Otherwise, you get confused. Even your master, you might be thinking that I know everything, but still while writing here, you get confused. So therefore, practice is very important. You take any field, practice is very essential. You never think that you are master. Okay, net practice. ಈಗ IPL ಬಂದಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ. Everybody is, though Virat Kohli is a master, Sachin Tendulkar, they do and practice. So this is how any field you take, practice is very essential. You will never be master. You have to be keep on learning. Okay, that is very fundamental key. Point I have to explain here. So the last one, ಮುಗಿತಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟಲ್ಲ ನಾ if ಒಂದು simple if else ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದಪ್ಪ nested if, one more if else ladder, syntax and flowchart and some lines, whatever you know in general. Now one more, decision making and branching, that is switch step. So multiple decisions were taken and branching. Okay. So I think this statement you have studied, the switch statement is alternative to long if else ladder. So instead of writing if else all over, So this is an alternative solution for if else ladder. Okay. So the expression is checked for different cases and the one of the match is executed. Break statement is used to move out of the switch statement. This is a default case option at the end of a switch. If none of the case matches here, then default case. So here, so this switch statement is acting almost your if else ladder. Only small structure is changed. So in order to reduce the complexity of if else ladder, we are switching to the switch statement. Okay. So if you see the syntax here, you'll understand there is a keyword that is switch here. Okay, in the previous cases, the keyword was if or if else or else if like that. Those are the keywords. Making use of those keywords, reserve words, I can take some decisions and make the control jump to some other branch. So similarly here in this switch here, this is the keyword switch, and one more keyword is that is case, and one more keyword we come across that is break, and the last one is default. So these are the four major keywords we make use, and then we can go for decision making and branching here. Then after that. Done, guys. So what happened here? Here, this is also switch in the sense there is a a control here. So, here. Let's check it out. Here, this is expression condition statement. So instead of if, I use what? Switch here. So this condition expression is tested. It may be if A is less than B. Okay. And or one value, this expression is converted into one value. Am I right? And that value has to match any one of this. This is the one value. There is one more value I have to write here. So if I evaluate this expression, it is going to give us one value. Because if we evaluate any value, it turns to be only single value here. Correct? Or it may be true or false. But here, this expression is an integer expression. We'll see that later. So therefore, this expression after evaluating, it has to either to be equal to this value or this value number 2 or subsequent value 3, 4, something like that up to n here. And I use these cases here. If this expression matches to this value, this statement is executed. This statement is executed, and then break I have to write here. Break I have to write. So after executing break, if I do, control skips from this switch and then go to the next statement here. If this expression value matches to this, okay, matches to this, then I execute this statement and then I break. I skip rest all. If none of the values are equal to this expression value, then this default option, this statement will be executed, and then I break here. Okay. So let us see how this functions here. You can see this is what statement, how this is executed, everything is written here. So if you go through this, whatever we discussed, the same thing is written in steps here, very simple. The statement is executed in the following order. ಮತ್ತೆ admit ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಇಲ್ಲ, I think everybody 36 members are here. Okay, the condition expression is evaluated first. Where is the condition expression? This is the condition expression. This condition expression is evaluated first. The value of the expression is successfully compared against the values value 1, value 2. Okay. So this value, whatever the value you get here, that value is compared with this. If it matches, the statement is executed and then break. If it doesn't match here, it goes to the next case, case number 2. Here it comes. And then if this matches here, this is statement executed. If not, it goes to the nth value. If it matches here, execute this and then break, come out. If none of the values are matched here, then I default the statement is executed. Finish. That is what written here. Very simple. Am I right? You can read it and you can understand. Now here, this default is optional. You can write that is default or you may not. Okay. If you write that default, what happens? If none of the value is equal to that expression value, then this will be executed. If that is not present, that is kept. That's all. That's all. No action. If no action takes place. Am I right? And one more thing here, fall through in switch statement, fall through. So what happens in C program, C or C++ in Java? If this break is missed here, if I comment here in C program, what happens? If this expression, whatever the value you get here, this expression and this value matches here, the statement executed. And if this break is missed here, what happens? Automatically compiler comes and this also be executed here, irrespective of the value. Even this value different, but still control enters here, falls through, it falls inside, goes inside. If this break is missed and provided. It enters here and this is executed. Again, if this break is missed here, if I miss here, what happens C, C++ or Java? It goes here, irrespective of the value. Even though this value and this expression value are different, still it falls through, enter it in the enter here. So this fall through system is not at all, allowed here. Okay, time we can bit jaldi. Okay, done. So that is what fall through. This we'll see today. In the absence of break statement, in the absence of break statement in the case block, if the break statement is missed here, in case block, what happens? The control moves to the next case block without any problem. It is known as fall through. Okay? If the control moves to the next case block, as I told you, if the break is missed, it goes here. That is called as falls through. Fall through is permitted in C, C++, and Java. Okay, but in C#, it doesn't permit. Produces an error, automatically fall through. Okay, so therefore, in switch case, in especially C#, this break statement you should not miss here. If you miss it here, error, you get an error here. But whereas in C, C++, Java, if you miss this here, fall through takes place. After executing this, again go to the next statement. All the statement will be executed. Okay, if this break is missed here. So this is the block diagram. What is that? Flowchart of switch here. You just practice all these things here. I'll give you assignment and later on you can start writing the assignments here. Maybe tomorrow I'll give you some assignment questions. Assignment questions. And then you start writing here this document. Let me finish the complete whole unit. Okay, I'll give you 10-15 days time to material is there. Just refer it and write it down. Okay, very simple. Everything is there available with you. Hardly take, if you sit for 2 days, you will be always free whole day and night. You can sit for 2-3 days, you can write it down. After you study everything here, material is there, recording, you will just listen one or twice, and then you start writing your assignment. That is very effective. And you make that assignment in such a way that if you carry that assignment book for last during the examination period, you must have a confidence that I can crack and score more. That should be the intention. ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಸ್ತವ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ತೋರ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ ದಯಮಾಡಿ. I am not going to see and check your assignments here, but I just strictly recommend you to write and keep one book. One book ಐತಿ ನಾವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಏನೇ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇನು ಬರೆದ್ರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಓದೋರು ನೀವು. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಾ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಓದಿ ಬರ್ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಬೇಕು. ಶಾಣೆ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತನೂ ಶಾಣೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮನುಷ್ಯ, ತಾನೇ ಶಾಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇರಲಿ. Okay, if at all you want to consecutive case block is to be executed continuously, we have to force the process by using goto statement. I can use goto statement in switch. I can use, if I don't want to break here, after executing this, I want to go to the next case here. I can write it as go to. Instead of break here, I can write go to case number this value n. This case I can give. Is it right? That is what I can use. Example, go to case number 1. Go to case number. This example, I can use this. Okay. So making use of this here, I can make 2 consecutive statement or any other statement to be executed one or more than one times. Okay, like that I can handle, control. This is all about your decision making and branching. If is over, switch is over, and in that fall through in switch statement we have seen slightly. And then the last decision making and branching is this conditional operator, which we have already discussed last time. This is the ternary operator. Okay, this variable, this expression is executed. If this condition is true, this value is assigned. This expression is evaluated, and the value will be returned to this or assigned to this value. If this condition is false, this is skipped, and this value is evaluated, and the expression is evaluated, and that value will be assigned to this left-hand side variable. So this is what it is written here. Example, it is given here. Let x equal to 20, y is equal to 30 here. expression is something like this here. X is greater than Y. Okay. Is it true here? X is greater than Y. X is 20, Y is 30. Is this condition true? No. Okay. If the condition is false here, I skip this and I execute. So this condition operator is acting as if it is a if else structure. Okay. Now it is false. So therefore the value of Y is going to be assigned. What is the value of Y? 30. 30 is going to be assigned to the left hand side. So there should be a variable in left hand side. That is why the syntax you have to concentrate. So left hand side there should be variable. If the condition is true, this is assigned to variable. If this condition turns to be false, this say expression or direct value I can keep it. This direct value or expression is evaluated and that return value will be assigned to this variable. Okay, therefore z is equal to 30 this time. If the condition, if I make it x equal to 30, y is equal to 20, that time 20 will be assigned to this. Okay, the description is something like it is false. If expression y is evaluated and becomes the value of z condition. So very simple concepts are there. I think guru is required to explain all these things. I think everything is done. First 2 units are very basic here, but first unit you have to concentrate something, architecture, some new terms you come across, CPC, CLS, all those things, flow. So you have to practice those while after writing. Right. So tomorrow I will schedule one more class. Tomorrow is Friday, right? So maybe same time, afternoon times, or maybe morning, depending on the availability. And then we shall complete this decision making and looping. So today we discuss decision making and branching. Now tomorrow we shall discuss with decision making, looping. So this is also called as iterative statements or iteration constructs. One understanding. So we shall discuss these 4 tomorrow. Okay, very simple. Everything is written here. While what is the syntax? I have made some table here, very systematic table. Syntax of while the description is written here, and then some sample example. Tomorrow we'll discuss some programs here. We shall start some writing programs here. We have to be well versed with the program. Now we shall begin writing small programs, and slowly we come in to make ourselves master. Okay. After that we study object classes. So like that, step by step we shall do. Okay. Today I think it is sufficient. Shall we
Sir.
stop, guys?
ಸರ್
Ah,
ನಿನ್ನಿದ್ ಮತ್ ಮನ್ನಿದ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಕಳಿಸಿದಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳಿಸಿದ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ನೋಡಿ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್.
ಸರ್ ಅವ್ ಎರಡೇ ಇದಾವ್ರಿ, ನಿನ್ನಿದ ಮತ್ ಮನ್ನಿದ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಮಾಡಿದೇನ್ರಿ, ನಾ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಮತ್ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ಓಕೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸಾಕಲ್ಲ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ದಂಡ ಏನು ತಿಳಿತೈತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದ? ಆರ್ ಯು ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಗೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್? ತಿಳಿಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೋದು ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನಾವಿರೋದು ಹೀಗೆ. ಶಾನೆ ಆಗಿರಿ ಸರ್, ನಮಗೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಹಂಗೆ ಚಲೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಂಗೇನ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಹಿಂಗಾರ ಅವರು. ಆದ್ರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಸಜೆಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ. Shall we stop?